That's what I was getting ready to do. Like I had no clue at all. Hi, you guys. There's
What's up?
nobody
What's up?
here. There's nobody here yet. So
What's up? What's
I'm gonna
up?
try to wait before we start talking. I'm gonna try to wait a minute or two before we start talking. Um, Something that's been heavy on my mind though, and probably his mind as well, is self-care. Like that's a huge thing. And there's a lot of different avenues when it comes to self-care. A whole bunch of avenues when it comes to self-care that
You
I
got
feel
it.
like I gotta put out there. Hmm?
Nah, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I'm going slow.
They talk a lot of that.
You
You know,
probably can't
just
hear me. So look, what I just said is there's a lot of there's a lot of elements when it comes to self-care. So that's something that I have myself even struggled with. It's a lot of stuff when it comes to self-care, but it's important because it's about yourself. It's about how you treat yourself, about how you respect yourself, different views and perspectives that you have of yourself, and to make sure that they're all positive and that they're not negative. That's the main thing. So I guess we might as well go ahead and start talking about self-care because that's what's been on my mind and that's what's still on my mind, okay?
right. So you gonna
Okay, you want
jump
me to
off
do
with
it?
it?
Okay, go ahead, I'll do it. So, main thing with self-care is first off how you view yourself. So, you want to view yourself in a positive light. I know for me, I've struggled with that off and on. Like, of course, I think good things about myself, but then there comes the dark demons, is what I call them. That you may view yourself in a bad light, and because of certain things that you've been through, your past experiences, things that you're currently going through, things that you've heard others say about you, maybe not even to your face, but just things that you just heard people say about you. If you're the type of person that kind of touches your heart. With me, I really don't care what people say about me. It's more the perspective of what I have of myself that helps me either elevate or decline or stay where I'm at, which the object is to elevate. Um, a little bit about that also with self-care is it's not just dealing with exercising, it's about your mental health. Mental health is so important. And
Especially among black folks.
Yeah, yeah, but it's important because I know I've struggled with mental health for since probably 2019. I probably struggled honestly with mental health a little bit before then, but it didn't really hit me until I had all these occurrences where a lot of my people in my family and close friends that I grew up with were dying. And then my last straw was when my mom passed away in 2019. um that was just devastating, and some people feel like, oh well, by now you should be somewhat okay. People don't expect you to be over it, but oh, you should be somewhat okay. It's coming up on 2 years, and that's something that if you truly have a good relationship with whoever has passed away in that type of perspective, that's something that you're never going to get over. For me personally, because I talk to her on a regular basis. Like I would call her in the morning on the way to work. I would call her during lunch. I would either go check on her or either, talk to her after or video call her, vice versa. So in the perspective of having someone that's close to you pass away, especially if it is unexpected, you don't expect it. Um, it can be very detrimental to you, to people that love you, and to truly finding your inner peace and being at peace with what has happened. That can take a long time. That's something that I struggle with. Also, on the flip side, being able to turn the tables and having somebody witness the stuff that you go through. I go through a lot. I don't like to put it out there, but I deal with depression. I've had to quit a very good job before because of depression and anxiety. The buildup of it. Um, Also, the perspective of self-care and self-love with who you allow to be your friend, who you allow to be your companion, who you allow to enter your world. It can be on a communication basis, it can be on a mental basis, it can be on a sexual basis. Sexual basis is really important because I feel like, and I feel like a lot of people feel this way too. Maybe they don't, but I feel this way. I feel like when you're allowing somebody to become so close to you, that's the most intimate part that you can do. That is the most intimate thing that you can do with somebody is allow somebody to have sex with you, right? You don't know unless you truly know them. You don't know their demons. You don't know what they struggle with. You don't know if there's an agenda behind it. Sometimes there's an agenda, men and women, both, not just one or the other. There's an agenda behind it. Oh, it could be, well, if I do this, then I'll get this. And that's really what I want. I really don't want to get to know you. I really don't want this to continue. I'm just using you for the benefit of blah, blah, blah that you can offer them. Well, that's a bad agenda. Any agenda that you have that's not positive, of course, is bad. Well, now that you've allowed this person to have sex with you, they've entered your world. Your body is supposed to be your temple, right? So you've allowed them to enter your world and disrupt your peace. Disrupting your peace is a part of your self-care. Well, now your self-care is declining because
You have taken on their demons as well.
yeah.
So my bad for jumping
No,
in.
you're good.
I'm just you taking all the time. So basically what I'm saying,
Yeah, of course. It was
um
a
so when that happens, like I say, you have this person who's had someone pass away or they lost someone, I want to say years ago, but you just had someone pass away. Where they're going to use those demons that they once had years ago to try to combat or try to
you gotta break that down a little bit.
all right, let's so like this. Like I was saying, someone dies for them 5 years ago. You have someone that died or passed away that you really love a year ago, where they're going to try to
That's our son,
use,
y'all.
yeah, they're going to try to use that person that died 5 years ago that they've already been through the pain, already been through the stages of depression, to bring that back up and make it seem like they're going through the same thing that you're going through right now when you're fresh on it. You're not, all the way to acceptance. You're in the denial stages. You're still trying to figure out how do I live without this person when they've already figured that out. So that's what I mean. And then you're bringing their demons along with your demons and whatever other issues they may have. You're intertwining with your own.
So break that down a little bit more. Are you saying, because I know if I was watching it, I'll be a little confused. I get what you're saying. So you're saying you have person A and B. You have person A, they have an agenda behind meeting you. They have an agenda behind getting with you. They have an agenda behind just wanting to have sex with you, smash you, whatever, like you're a little piece of meat, like you don't matter whatsoever. Basically, you have a common something in common, basically. What's in common at that point in time is somebody that has died. A parent, maybe a brother, somebody that's close, regardless. So person A, let's say they had a brother and a sister. That was their rock, that was their shield, that was their only family, whatever. They have passed away. Then you have person B. Well, person A is really trying to get at person B just to have sex. That's the only agenda because they like the pleasure of it. Whatever other hidden agendas they have doesn't matter. But since the agenda is negative and it's only to get what they want, not to even give a damn about what person B wants, even though they know that person B is going through something, they try to use that as a basis to say, hey, we got this in common. So since we got this in common, regardless if it was years ago for me, then boom. That's where I can open the door. And also
when you have something in common, then it becomes trust. Then when you get trust, then there's comfortability. And then when you get comfortability, then that's where you open. That's where you become open a lot. And then that's where, stuff starts to fall in place for subject A. Let's call it subject A. And then
they're basically using your depression as a goal. They're using what you're going through, what person B is going through, Is the goal to open the door, to have sex with you, to continue to have sex with you, or to just to do it one or two times, whatever pleasure, whatever's good for them, that's all that matters. They don't give a damn about how you feel about stuff. Or it could just be something else. But whatever that common goal is that person A has the agenda of doing, they may act like they care. They may say a couple of things to soothe you, whatever it is, but their goal, all in all, was just a smash. So you allow that person to enter your world because you thought you had this common goal. It doesn't have to be a loved one. That was just an example. Had this common goal. You thought this person really gave a damn. You thought this person really understood because they went through it years ago. So you're like, oh, okay, this is the common goal. I'm depressed right now. I have my up and down days. So this is the ideal. This is what I need. This is the person that I can talk to. This is the person I can confide in. This is the person that I can trust, right? All in all, when this person don't give, so let's say person B says, well, I just want to be able to get myself together. Maybe this is more of a friendship. Maybe I thought this could be something sexual,
That's true,
but
Marcus.
maybe this is more of a friendship type of deal. This is what person B is saying. Person B is the person that has just recent, is fresh for them. It's still a year old. That's it. It's not 5, 6 years. It's a year old. Well, person A is like, oh, well, that's not what I signed up for. I don't want friendship. I want to smash. That's the goal. What you talking about? We talked about this. What time you on? You know, and that's not cool because again, you're allowing somebody to enter your world, but you didn't know you're innocent. You have all these thoughts that are just everywhere. And all in all, you truly got a real life demon attacking you. The devil has ways of getting to you.
And it all goes back to self-care. And
Caring about yourself, giving a damn.
this is the thing, regardless if it's you or your partner,
Yeah, it is.
just
That's what Marcus
because,
said.
yeah, I say
And
Marcus
it,
got a point.
yeah.
But just because, say your loved one or whoever your partner is going through their depression, that doesn't mean you won't witness and experience that same type of depression. Because as they're going through that depression, you're going through your own because you have to witness this. You're going to feel that also. It's going to hit hard. Oh, yes, it is. And it's the thing. Why we keep harping on self-care is because a lot of times people need to be alone.
You have to be able to deal with your own thoughts. And I can speak on that because he's seen it. I can have a time where, like right now, I'm cool. We're talking, right? We can get right off of this live, and I go into this devastating depression where I don't want to watch TV. The TV can be on. I'm not going to watch TV. I don't want to listen to music. I don't want to talk. It can get as low as, depending on where you're at, depending on what you're depressed about and what you have this anxiety about and what you have bottled in and what you have not allowed yourself to deal with your own thoughts, that can be something that's so scary. But going back to examples for me, I don't know if anybody that's watching, can relate or know somebody that's going through it, of course, but a lot of people are depressed now. Just not just because of COVID, but COVID doesn't make it any better. It makes it worse.
You
Where
know,
it's just fluctuation of, I have days where I just cry. When it rains, it is a bad day for me. If it don't rain all day, I'm good. But something about the rain irritates the hell out of me. And it just makes me feel so depressed. And I almost find myself going insane about it. One thing I did have to learn, and he told me this, is that a lot of times what I would do is I would get out. So let's say it could be 5 o'clock, 5 p.m. on a Friday or Saturday. Cool. I'm gonna go ahead and get out. I'm gonna do this with this friend, and I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna do this, and I'm not gonna be back in the house till like 3, 4 in the morning or 2 in the morning because I do not want to have to sit at home and deal with my own thoughts. Because that is the scariest thing that you can do is have to deal with your own thoughts and deal with what is truly reality versus what you have made up in your mind to kind of help you get through it. You can't do that the whole time. You cannot always run from your problems. You cannot always stay busy. Staying busy helps momentarily, but ultimately it really messes you up.
you will have to fight your own demons by
You
yourself.
have to. And then also allowing other people to come in your world that don't deserve you, You have to know your self-worth. People don't deserve you. You have to have respect for yourself. You might think that they deserve you, and you might really like somebody, and you might have something in common, but just wait for a second before you allow them to enter your world, before you allow them to enter your womb, before you allow them to have sex with you and have a piece of you. Because guess what? As you're allowing them to have a piece of you, you're getting a piece of them. And if they do not have good intentions, you're getting the shittiest end. And that's when you're not only dealing with your own demons from depression, but now you're dealing with theirs because that is an intimate involvement that you have done. Your souls are colliding when you have sex. That's just what it is. People just think it's sex. It's not just sex, it's way more than that. You dealing with so much now. Now you got all these demons that's just like, and you may feel like, well, damn, I know I was dealing with this, but why am I feeling extra insecure? Why am I feeling extra sensitive? Why is everything always an extra? Because you've allowed somebody that didn't deserve you to have a piece of you. And now that's going to be on you until you figure out a way to not only deal with your demons, but to deal with theirs as well. Because they're interchangeable.
One thing you can do, and I have started doing, I've done for a minute, because think about us, and I'm just references to us black men. We don't talk about our depression. Sometimes some of us don't even know.
Black people, period, don't sometimes.
True, but men we're worse with it. If we're depressed, we say we good. Ain't nothing wrong with us. We good. That's how we were taught. We're good, but we're not good. You're someone you need to talk to. Anyone. I mean, if it's just a close friend, your mom's brother, sister, whoever, you need to talk to somebody.
Or somebody unbiased.
So
it doesn't know you.
When you're driving in the car, don't listen to music. Just be with yourself. Have your own thoughts. Go take a walk. No music. Just your own thoughts. Meditate. Meditation.
Right. I write poetry.
Yeah, write it all down. But meditation is a key thing. I've been doing that lately, and it's truly a key thing. Because you don't know how much you get accomplished and what you find out about yourself when you have 20 to 30 minutes of just you and your mind, of just processing. What do I need to do to get past this?
Or not to even necessarily get past it, to deal with it. Because sometimes it's going to take you longer than you thought it could take you years to get past something. Or you may never, ever get past it, but you learn how to live with it. Like with my mom, I've learned how to live with it. Baby, I will never get past her dying. Never, ever. That was my rock. That's all I had. My mom was my grandmother, my mama, my daddy, my grandpa. That's why it's just she was like 4 to 6 different people in one. My best friend. She understood. She wasn't judgmental. It was so much about this lady. Like it was just her brilliance. I learned so much from her. And the crazy thing is when she passed, I still learned stuff from her because I felt the vibe that she was still around. So, you know, it's just really important. We don't really have to worry about that for real. It's just really important because I just want us to start taking it more seriously. If you have a person, a friend that's saying that they're depressed, believe it. Your strong friends get depressed, baby. Yep. Meditation and journaling. Yeah, I do. I agree with that. I need to write more, like write poetry every day for myself.
I meditate more now than I've ever done before. And I'm not gonna lie, when people told me to meditate, I really thought, and I'm just gonna say it, it was on some.
You thought it was a woman thing.
No, not just a woman thing. I thought I had to sit Indian style and hum just like Ace Ventura. I'm not even gonna lie to you, but but it's different forms of meditation. But it's just calmness. You know, people. A lot of people are scared of calm. People are scared of calm people. People are scared of quiet people. People are scared of quietness. Hippie type vibe, yeah. Like if you don't realize, if you haven't realized that most people are more afraid of a person that does not say something than a person that always yells.
Because most of the time they ain't about that action, they always yelling and stuff. Now
it's because if you put a person in the room with loud music, they'll go crazy. I mean, it'll take a minute. But if you put a person in a room with just nothing but
their own
quietness, it's going to happen a lot sooner because they're always used to some type of noise,
Mhm.
and that's all everything is. It's just noise.
There's always got to be something going. That's why I was saying, and I will reiterate this. I will say this time and time again. If you are going through something, if you are depressed, if you deal with that type of stuff, if you deal with anxiety, there's times where I can't even go to sleep. I have to find something to do to make myself go to sleep. Okay, this is an every night thing for me, like every night thing. And the crazy thing is, other people may relate to this too. I went through a time where for months I was good. I was like, man, I did it. Like I don't have depression no more. Like I really thought it was gone and it was to a minimal, but then it just packed on so strong. And it's devastating because if it almost you could really say that it could ruin your life if you allow it to. And then especially when you feel like, you have friends and family, oh, are you okay? Is there anything I can do? Just think about it. Drop by, come see me, say hi. It don't even have to be a long conversation. Don't ask me if I want to go out sometime all the time and expect me to say yeah all the time because guess what? A person that's depressed, a person that's trying to figure themselves out at that time, they don't want to go out, but they do want your company. They do want to know that you care. Just because you're used to that friend that always gives you some bomb ass advice, that's always there for you, baby, switch sides. It's your turn to be there for them. That's not cool either, you
Your
know?
strong friends
Yeah.
need help also. Your strong friends are weak also. Yeah, we strong minded. We have strong wills, but we weak too. We have
Yeah.
issues. We have problems. We just have a better way of dealing with it than others do.
For a certain amount of time until all that bottled up shit comes out, and then it comes out in the worst way, period. It's not going to be the best way that it can come out.
But find any way you can do to cope. If you praise God, Allah, Buddha, whoever you praise, you know, talk to them, talk to somebody. But you need help. You need to talk to somebody, not just yourself, someone professional, preferably, but someone that can help you get through it.
Or you can even, some people are mentally capable of solving it themselves. But you, again, to be able to be mentally capable of solving it yourself, you have to deal with your own thoughts. That is something that scared the mess out of me. I'm going to be honest with you.
The
A
journaling,
while ago, when I had to deal with my own thoughts, I was going insane. And I did it to the point where I made sure that our son was with his grandmother so I could literally deal with my own thoughts. It wasn't nobody here, it was just me. And I can't tell y'all how much I cried, how much I contemplated. Should I even still be here? It got real. And you don't want to feel like that. And I know from his perspective to see somebody that you care about and love decline like that and you know who they were before something tragic happened to them and who they are now, you can explain that and
you
what
start.
that's like.
The thing it's devastating because it's not who you've known before, but you start to slip also yourself. You hurt because you want to see this person progress. You want to see that person get back to who they were. You want
That's a good
to
one. Go ahead,
um
finish what you're saying and we'll answer
you
that.
want them to be okay. But in the end, they're not you're not taking both of you are taking on each other's pain. And it gets hard.
Yeah.
It gets real hard.
It can test your relationship too
Oh
because
yeah.
it's stressful. But okay, so a lot of black men feel like they don't have people to vent to without being judged. What would y'all say to them? What I would say to them is I understand that. And but you have to take a chance because if you don't take a chance, you don't want it to get to the other end where you about ready to commit suicide or you're going so insane that you're getting close to that point. Or either you've bottled all this up inside and that rage comes out in the worst way and now you're locked up. You have to talk to somebody. If you truly do not want to be judged, again, there are professionals out here. If you prefer to go to somebody that's African American that you don't know, that's not your friend, that's not your associate, that's not your coworker, that's not your mom, your dad, you can find whoever you want. But I always say, and I had a therapist about a year and a half or so ago. At first, I'll be honest, I thought it was stupid because I'm like, and this was a job that I ended up having to leave because I was so mentally hurt and broken down from everything that I had been through. And my job let me be off for almost 2 months. And they made me see a therapist, but of course I could pick my own. But anyway, I thought it was so stupid. Then when I went, she didn't judge me. I found somebody African American, and she didn't judge me. She let me vent and talk to her, and then she would come back and say what she felt in an unbiased way because she didn't know me. And I truly felt like, and all therapists may not give you this vibe, but from her, I felt like she actually cared. Because also with that, another reason why I did want to choose somebody that was African American is because I wanted somebody that could kind of relate. A lot of our families out here I didn't know that a lot of my family have depression and anxiety issues. I'm just finding this out, and I'm about to be 28. Why am I just finding this out when I didn't hit lower than lows? I would say to them, get some help. If you do have a trusted friend or coworker or whoever, just give it a chance. If you feel, first off, if somebody makes you feel bad or somebody judges you, it's time to cut them off. I said that in the previous video. You only want positive energy around you. Otherwise, your positive energy within yourself is going to diminish. And then you just got negative vibes, period. It's not worth having them around. You know? See, I thought the same thing, but they let you talk.
Here's the thing. Us black men. I was talking to one of my homeboys. I've only known my homeboy that I have right now, I've only known him for like the past 7 years. But I recently talked to him about a year and a half ago about depression, what I was dealing with. Come to find out, he had the same type of depression I had not that long ago. So you really don't know unless you just talk to people.
You gotta try.
You have to talk to people. You can talk to everyone you want or just talk to certain people, but you won't find out unless you know. Yeah. You don't have to do a therapist, but just talk to somebody. Don't just keep it to yourself. Because as that festers, then the problems start to happen. So then me and him started talking and giving each other outs and ways that we can improve or what can we do about it. But that's the problem with us black men. We're too strong, too prideful to ask for help, which I understand. I get it. That's what society does to us men. They want us men to be hard, tough.
No emotion.
No emotion.
And that's not right.
No, don't cry. None of that. What you crying for? But that's what I tell them.
He probably would get upset. I'm sorry.
Find somebody to talk to. He ain't the only one. Everyone would get upset. Shit, I get upset. If I'm talking to somebody and I'm pouring out how I feel and you say some stupid shit.
Well, therapists usually don't say.
No, a lot of times they say stupid stuff and they'll go into something that makes no sense or have anything to do with what you're talking about. You be like, bruh, that's not what I'm even here to talk about. What? That makes no sense.
I've had that happen to me before as well. Guess what? That means it's time to get up politely, dismiss them with the deuces, and find you another therapist because you can always do that. Sometimes it takes 1, 2, 3, 4 times, and then you finally find a therapist that is relatable to you and that truly gives you great energy, gives you great feedback, and it just really is the right fit for you. Sometimes it don't happen on the first try. It doesn't happen on the first try, and that's okay.
Number one thing is don't be scared to be by yourself. Don't be scared to be alone with your own thoughts. It may seem scary. Everything is scary when you first do it.
Because it is.
Love yourself. That's the number one thing.
Yeah.
Love yourself.
I'm still learning to do that myself. Just love myself.
Just loving another person is the same as loving yourself.
Because you can't love somebody else unless you
You will
Love
go
yourself.
you will go through trials, you go tribulations. At times you be like, man, I don't fool myself. Or you may be like, man, I love myself to death. It's just like loving another person, loving yourself. It's all the same. But you have to love yourself to be able to love someone else.
Yeah. And you have to consider your feelings. You have to be able to look outside the box and not always run to. I'll put it this way. I used to be a person where, and of course, they were my friends a while back, where I would always get advice from my friends. Sometimes your friends don't need to know everything. People don't need to know everything because they don't have an unbiased view because they know you, they know the other people that are relatable to the conversation or the issue that you're having at that time. And it's going to be a lot of judgment and a lot of opinionated references that's going to come from them because they do know so much. What if you truly take what they say to heart and you do that and then you end up losing somebody because you listen to them when they didn't even experience it. It ain't nothing against your friend, but you have to really think for yourself. That's why it starts with figuring out a way to love yourself again. That's what I'm going through right now. Is I'm trying to figure out a way to love myself again. I felt empty. I felt incomplete. I still feel like that sometimes. Even what happened to my son loves the mess out of me. He'll be like, Mommy, you okay? Give me a hug, give me a kiss, blah, blah, all that stuff. And I love it. It's great energy. But if you start to feel some type of emptiness or incompleteness, sometimes, honestly, that's not enough. Because you're so hurt, you got all these demons that just seem like they're attacking you. You've allowed people to, hey, what's going on?
What's
You've
up, baby
allowed
boy?
people to mess with your aura, mess with what makes you you and what gives you the ability to be great. It's not only messing with your mental, it's messing with your capability to do your job or to do that business or do whatever you envision yourself to do, whatever you want to be. It's messing with that too. It's messing with you being able to think clearly when you have a relationship, whether it's with a companion or whether it's with a friend, knowing when to cut them off. I've got advice from friends plenty of times. And guess what? Thank you, boo. I appreciate it. When it's all said and done, no, because it makes no sense. Why would I do that? And it's okay. But that's why, for me, it goes back to, and I think you kind of feel the same way. Don't share everything. Everything's not meant to be shared, especially when you're in a relationship. That ain't nobody's business unless you both choose to disclose that. What y'all do, what you do for yourself is your business. People can tell you all day, oh, girl, I will leave him alone. Yeah, man, I would leave her alone, bro. She ain't nothing. But they don't know what y'all been through.
He said, where y'all at? What's the morning? Where's the morning? I was figuring this. I was wondering the same thing. But
So,
there's a couple. I think they're a black couple. I thought God said you must share. Um, that they've been together for like 20 to like 30 to 35 years, something like that. But they've been together that long because any issue or any problem they have, they've kept it in home.
I remember that video. That was an older couple.
Yeah, they've kept it in
Yeah,
home.
yeah.
If they had issues, the dude wasn't going to his mom's house, the wife wasn't
Mm-hmm.
going to her dad's house. They were staying in the home.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, just one thing as black people, we have to help each other. We really have to help each other. It's it needs to be done with everyone for themselves because it just seems like we're still the last culture that's still feeding from themselves, that's not helping each other. Like if my boy Eric right here is feeling down something, I should be able to talk to him, giving him some solid advice, but not judge him on what problems he does have. Now I will talk some shit because that's what we do to each other, but it happens. But I will help him as much as I can. But vice versa should happen with him also, with her friend or anyone else that she comes to. We should be able to help each other as a society, as a people. If anyone ever told you you look like shit. I don't. No, I've never heard that.
Was that towards you? I don't know. I don't know who it is. Let me be honest with you.
Raekwon and shit. Let me look that up. Say
What
something.
were you saying?
I'm done now. On the shit.
That's why I can't do videos with you. But anyway, no, I can't. But anyway, no, that's for real. You just have to learn it to kind of not to hold it in, but learn what you can say to certain people. Oh, that was towards you. Oh no, baby, he do not. That would not work. No offense to you, but no, he's gotten Kanye West before. I can see that.
That's funny. Wu-Tang.
No,
that's funny.
No, baby. But
I never got that, but that was funny.
He's gotten Kanye before though. I don't rock with it. No, you do not. Do not hype that up, Eric. Oh my God. Do not hype that up. He do not. But no, like I've had to get to a point where I decide who I tell my certain business to. You have your friends that you can tell light stuff to. You have your friends that you can have deep conversations. And then sometimes you got to deal with it by yourself. Or you got to go to that therapist, that unbiased person to really be able to elevate from whatever issue that you're having. So I mean, that's just kind of what it is. I just wanted to get on here, talk about self-care because it's so important, because it's something that I struggle with. I'm not embarrassed to say I struggle with it. I'm not embarrassed to say that I've dealt with depression issues, anxiety. I'm not ashamed of it because it's the truth. And once you develop an awareness of the truth and what things are harming you and what demons you are playing with, and what the issue is, that's when you can start to say, okay, what is the plan from here for me to develop and get to my normal me and then be able to succeed from there. So that's just what it is. Also, being careful with who you decide to lay down with. That's very important. Don't lay down with everybody. Everybody's not genuine. Just because you have something in common, just look for certain cues and certain things says, that person does, because actions speak louder than words. It's just what it is. It needs to be consistent. Not consistent, maybe that's not the right move for you. Because it can end up having you feel worse about yourself than what you originally were dealing with. Now you're dealing with both demons. And then what was the other thing that we kind of hit on too? That's basically it in a nutshell. So just wanted to get on here. I probably do. I have like 2 or 3 poems that I'm gonna do. No, I'm not gonna do them tonight. I'm not. I gotta finish watching this movie. But yeah. What the question? Experience that. Thank you. We try. Okay, so wait, but I thought the culture dictates that you should go out and get experience. I mean, yeah, I mean, are you saying experiences in like sexual experience? Sometimes I'm off, so just make sure that I'm understanding. If you're talking about like sexual experience, people are always going, this is a sexual society. They just think sex, 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 sex. That goes with everything. Just you supposed, oh yeah, we supposed to do this. It don't know. You have to be careful with who you allow in your room, in your temple. That's just what that is.
I don't know if he meant that, but anyway. So,
I don't know either. That's what I'm asking.
But right on, y'all.
I hope I answered that.
You know, for the likes and for y'all watching.
We appreciate it.
Y'all know anyone, tell them to like and subscribe to the channel Black Graffiti.
Do. I'm gonna do more poetry, even though people like more videos. Eric think I'm not going to, but I am.
I see it, Eric. I see. That's what's up. I rock with it. We need more people to ask questions.
Yes, we do. I love questions.
So are you saying it should go back to the days of old? That would be the wise choice.
In my opinion, yeah. I mean, I feel like it's nothing wrong with that, and it's nothing wrong with having experiences. Because I'm not gonna sit here and say my whole life I've only had one partner. That's just not what it is. That's not true. But I'm saying,
what we're saying is, watch who you share your temple with. Because, like I said, you can become into someone that got demons out the ass that that you didn't want to that
And
you didn't
you will
expect,
feel it.
and you take on all that they have. When I mean all they have, I'm talking about this person can be like a thin line between love and hate, or to have people in the basement that you don't know about, and you can be another one of the victims you just don't know. I'm not saying don't go out there experience your life, don't do what you do. You're a grown man, you go do that. But what I'm saying is just be careful. People are setting people up for them getting on their feelings, because sometimes people mistake feelings and love for sex.
You got to be careful with
So
that too.
once you may think that you just out here just trying to get one off, they think you gonna fall in love or that y'all can get married
Oh yeah,
next
that's
Tuesday.
next, Andrew. That's next, because I really don't be giving a damn. Do women have the ability to deal with more than one man at the same time in general? Yes, we do.
Yeah.
We do. There's what I know. A lot of men think that women, and I mean, some women can, some women can't. But
This is
a lot
2021.
of people think that. Wow, you're in my space, baby. A lot of people think, a lot of people think that women cannot think like a man. I don't know if you really want to put it that way, but yeah, women have the capability of dealing with more than one man, just like men do. There's women that are, but women are called hoes if they do that type of stuff, but it's the same thing, you being a player. Women definitely have that capability of doing that. Before I was with this young man, did I have the capability of talking to more than one man? Of course I did, because I would get bored extremely quick. People would say stupid stuff. People don't understand how to give compliments. How do you not understand how to give a compliment? That's like somebody saying, "Oh, Jade, I like that you got locks, but I wouldn't have got that color. You look better in red." You should have kept that to your damn self. Give a real compliment. But yeah, we do. Yeah, women can do that too.
Yeah. It like I said,
Women can do that too.
it is 2000. I always reference it's 2021. And the reason I keep saying that is because shit, there are women out here that are players like men. It's men out here that's players, and like always, it's women out here that got better game than it's how it is out here.
Women can have sex with a man and not think nothing of it and get up and go home. And in that instance, either the man feels the same way, so it's mutual, or it could be the man like, damn, I kind of really liked you. Oh, okay, well, this is what it was. This is what I came over here for. So I gotta go.
I
Women can do the
mean,
same thing.
if you haven't Snuggles, I don't know if you on an Instagram, but if you on Instagram and you see or just watching how these Instagram models be like Rennie Rucci and all these people out here, they're clear examples of messing with one person, not giving a damn, and going to mess with another person just for the money.
Before in the context that you use. Wait, I have heard that word game before in the context. Oh, when I say like running game or something like that, or just having a game. I mean, just basically, that's like if I were single, so don't get upset. If I were single and I was talking to Dre and Bobby and Tim.
Did you just name the New Edition?
I don't know, did I? Dre, Bobby, and Tim. Um, in my opinion, this could be man or woman. That would be in society. That would be, especially for a man talking to 3, 4 different women. They got game because they know how to handle that. They know how to deal with that without getting caught up. Some men do, some men don't know, and they get caught up anyway. But most of the time, men that get caught up for real, they don't give a damn because they got other women on the side. So what you won't do, another one will. That's just what it is. Kind of the same thing, vice versa for a woman. A woman that's running the game too.
Woman can do the same thing a man can.
The difference is that a woman knows how to run the game unless they become too selfish and self-absorbed about it and have too many people on their plate, if that makes sense. If a woman wants to get caught, a woman will get caught. If a woman does not want to get caught, we have ways of doing stuff because we do not switch up our approach. We do not switch up what we do. That's why we don't get caught. I'm talking too much, but yes. That's why men get caught most of the time, either because they don't care about getting caught, they're done with it anyway. They kind of want it to be over, or they switching stuff up too much.
But just being honest,
Game sound very masculine. Again, supposed to be a masculine trait. Game can be no, baby. Don't get it twisted, baby.
No, I understand what he's saying. I get it. It's supposed to be.
No.
It is supposed to be a masculine trait. It can be a masculine trait, but hey,
It can be either or.
it's like I said, bro.
opinion.
It's women out here that's acting like men. I don't know. Just like I said, it's 2021. It's some men out here that's wearing purses. It's some men out here that's acting like women that want to stay at home, cook and clean, and the woman go to work and do what she do, and the man just want to, drive the car around. It's how it is now.
Yep. But then again, my mom also taught me to have respect for myself. So if I were single and I was dealing with a man that didn't have respect for me, but he had something that I wanted, not saying this is how I am, but just speaking in general, he had something that I wanted. If I continued to talk to him and didn't really care for him, I'm going to have other people on the side. That's a part of the game. What's your take on getting with the girl for who she is and not what she wants and look like, also vice versa? That's what it really should be. For people that really are interested in getting in a relationship, you should really be getting with them.
Men run game.
Look, Eric, women run game too. I used to write the book on it. Don't get me started.
That's funny.
But no, if you're really
I'm not talking about my past on here.
If you're really interested, whatever, if you're really interested in a woman, it should, I mean, it's nothing wrong with being into them for their looks and for how they carry themselves, how they keep themselves up, but also you should have more to it than that. You should be wanting to know about them intellectually. I remember you were saying this. He said this even before he met me, that he didn't just want to initially just have sex. I mean, that's something natural. You're gonna want to have sex with a woman especially if you like the way they look, but he wants to get into the mind. I think that's something that's really misinterpreted, that's missing. People don't give a shit about getting into the mind and see if y'all relate. They so quick to have sex, but once you done gave that up, what else is there to offer? Unless you really, really like that person, y'all really connected on some other type of level, but you've already given that up. So what else is there to offer? It was that easy to get it. With some female traits women are supposed to have that would attract men to them. Female traits, acting like a woman, not always putting everything out there, not always twerking your ass for the gram and showing everything. Do you really want to marry a woman that does that? I mean, if you have show your ass all the way. What's something that you want in a woman that you think a woman should be?
Really, what a woman should be? A woman really should be the better half of the man. Not. This is my thing.
Y'all listen to Eric.
I'm not the type of.
It makes sense. Yeah, I don't know because y'all not a woman.
I'm not the type of man that say I need my woman to cook, clean, and stuff like that. Hey, if you want to cook, you want to clean, that's up to you. That's cool. I don't really care. Thing is, if I have a problem or if I'm down and out and something don't sound right, do you got it? You're like, hey, you tripping? That don't sound right. That don't look right. If we out somewhere and something don't look right to me, you're supposed to have my back with that too. If I'm going to McDonald's and there's something wrong on the order, hey, if I don't catch that, hey, that don't look right. My woman compliments me. We run together. That's what it is to me. She my Michelle, I'm the Barack. So you know how strong Michelle was? She was strong with Barack. You more so feared Michelle than you did Barack.
Yeah, Barack that's a strong lady. She bad.
But just strong. I don't want my woman to be like how you got some of these Caucasian women that just bow down everything. I got a problem with that. I do.
You start laughing.
I have a problem with that.
Some men like because it's easy. They want to be in control of everything. I'm sorry.
I have to have a good, like literally. If I get pulled out my car by a cop, I don't want my girl to call the cops. I want her to be out there with me. We gonna jump this. I don't want to I ain't trying to say the N word on here, but I'm saying this is what we gonna do.
We can give real life examples. Like when we lived in U City, we thought somebody was breaking in our house. I'm not the woman to just sit back and allow him to possibly go get messed up because we don't know if somebody is in the house. Is it one? Is it two? Do they have a knife, a gun, whatever? Guess what I did? He up here telling me to just stay here. I got up, got a knife. I'm behind him. We spies up in this thing, okay?
But it's the thing. Like I don't know if y'all seen what's it called, Queen and Slim. This is this. Hey, all the way. It's funny because she doesn't do like the normal stuff that normal women do these days, which is cool.
Damn, what do I do?
What I mean is all the shit that you see on Facebook, Instagram, all that stuff, and she's natural. Now, some guys may love the huge lashes and stuff like that. That's fine. That's them. That's not my thing. She's natural. I don't gotta worry about that. That's some guys. That's
It's
them.
real. My butt ain't gonna start leaking.
Stuff like that. But
For real.
it's just that she compliments me. If I'm wrong with something, she got my back. If she wrong with something, I got her back. Technically, Queen was more masculine and Slim. It was not a good look on both parts. The man was more feminine than the woman. Well, yeah, I was talking about more Queen and Slim as we ride together. That movie, that was weird. He was a little scary, a little feminine. I wasn't actually talking about the feminine part. I was talking about we ride together.
But everybody, in that perspective, also though, every man is not going to be a macho man. Like people that I dated before him, every man is not a macho man. I can't have a yes man either. I can't. I dated somebody before that every little thing that I asked him to do, and sometimes I just asked him to do something just to see if he would do it, and he would do it, and I got to a point where I'm like, stop. Whether it's me or somebody else, just because a woman asks you to do something, don't mean you should do it, especially if it's stupid. Don't do that. Have self-respect for yourself as well to put your foot down. No, I'm saying I get what you're saying in that perspective of protection. I'm just saying like some people feel like, oh well, the way that you carry yourself is not masculine enough. That's what I mean by that. But yeah, and also I feel like your woman should um, you know, lift you up and be truthful. I don't lie to him. I don't sugarcoat anything. If he doing something wrong, I'm gonna tell him you doing that shit wrong. You should really try it like this. Now it could be wrong, but I'm gonna tell him. And if he tries and it works, cool. And if it doesn't, I'll apologize. Or for something that I know that maybe that will help him, I'm going to tell him. I'm going to try to do it myself for him. Whatever it is, I'm going to do it. Because putting your foot down is a mistake. Is it not what yours? And maybe he
It has to be masculine because putting your foot down makes you not. Well, yeah, this is the thing.
You don't want a yes man. I don't want somebody that will do everything that I ask you. Any little thing, you do it.
You gotta have some backbone to say, nah, I'm
Have a
good.
backbone.
I'm good. I ain't doing that shit.
If you're with a woman and she's mistreating you and she's cursing you out on a regular basis, you just gonna let that slide? Have a backbone and say, I'm not dealing with this shit. Correct yourself. You want me to respect you, well, respect me. That's what that means. Simple.
Like it's I mean, like I went to Parkway South. I'm telling you what, I went to Parkway South High. Everyone knows it's a predominantly white school. What was funny, well, if you're not from St. Louis, then you don't know. So I went right,
Andrew, give and take.
I went to Parkway South, and a lot of the guys, the inner city black kids, they were dating white women, and ain't no. I mean, I don't. If that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. But come to find out, as we grew up, those are the same dudes, they're still thugging to this day. Wear the baggy jeans, got the big white chicks, slapping her up, beating on her and everything like that. But that's what some of them are used to. That's that relation. That's what they do.
Wait, what would you like the man to give and what would you like him to take?
You won't lie. That dude got questions. I like
Mhm.
that. Bro got the
He
questions.
does. What I would say to that is what I want the man to give. I want the man to first off be truthful. If we are starting something, be truthful. Is this real? Am I the side piece? Let me know so I can either accept or decline. That's the first thing. Let's be real about it. Let's put it on the table. Once we determine and we say that this is going to be real and this is what it is, um, yeah, he got questioned for days. You was not lying. It's okay though. Once we establish what it is, I want the man to give me respect. I want him to have my back in public. If something happens, don't. And this is a big thing. This is a big thing that we had gotten to when we first got together. When it comes to male friends and they homeboys and stuff like that, respect me. If you have a homeboy that's not respecting me, if you don't want me to so-called talk out of turn to your homeboy, which it does not matter to me because I respect myself. So if I'm respecting him, it's gonna come back. Otherwise, it's going to be a huge issue, period. If I tell you, first off, I feel like I shouldn't have to tell you this, friend or not. If I'm supposed to be your chick, your lady, your queen, bruh, respect my girl. We can have a conversation on if I said something out of turn or they did vice versa,
You
but
gotta nip stuff in the
you
bud
have to nip stuff in the bud because it
because
can get escalated.
some homeboys do
They
push
overstep
some
their
boundaries,
boundaries.
and they push some boundaries.
And
Like,
then when
bro,
the
what?
woman says something, they're called a bitch. Well, let me be a bitch because you being a bitch too. Other than second thing, I'm just real about it. We both about to be bitches for real. Um,
You
huh?
told me don't cuss that.
Well, I'm just no, I'm just it's just because of the example. I'm just saying, I'm just saying. But no, it's just give and take. Like you just want a man to be able to provide. If that man is not at where he wants to be and where you want him to be, it doesn't mean to throw him to the side because he's not as successful as you want him to be. You guys can be that power couple and help each other out. Find out what you all want to accomplish to get to that goal. I think a
Right.
lot of women push men to the side because they don't make a certain amount of money. I don't think that's fair. But at the same time, you don't want a scrub that can't buy you a $6 to $7 meal at McDonald's. That's not going to work either. I don't want somebody that always has to use my car, but you don't have the ambition to get your own car. I don't want somebody that uses my car and picks me up late for work every single day, but you're not looking for a job. So 3, 4, 5 months go along, and I'm dealing with you living in my house, living off of me. That's not acceptable. That's not a man. That's a little boy,
Some men will do that these days.
and they're okay with that.
But here's the thing: in this household, I do. I change the tires, I change the oil, I fix everything in the house. I don't expect her to fix anything in this house. I don't expect her to take out the trash, anything like that. Why would you deal with a person that cannot provide in the first place?
Because some women,
Some stuff they don't.
I was gonna say from a perspective from when I was younger, you meet a guy and you see so many qualities of what they can be. I was that person. I saw so many qualities of what this man can be. Just because he's not the man that I per se want him to be at this time does not mean that he can't be there and that maybe I can't assist in that elevation for him to get there. But there comes a certain time as a woman, you have to realize this man is not going to help himself. You're wanting more for him than what he wants for himself. But women have to understand and see that. Also, it can be passed down. You could have a mother that had somebody that she allowed to mistreat her. And you viewed that. That's something that you saw. You have aunts, you have sisters, and it keeps going. It keeps going. It goes off of example as well. If you have family members that allow it, sometimes you can feel like, well, if they're allowing it, and I look up to my auntie, I look up to my mom, I look up to my sister, then why shouldn't I allow it? It's examples as well, but you have to be able to determine what you want, what your self-worth is. And you also have to have a mother or some type of guardian or some type of parent figure in your life that will tell you you deserve more than that as a woman.
Thank you. Break them generational curses. Yes, sir. I had to break a lot. I had to break a lot of my
Mm-hmm.
family. I'm basically the black sheep of my family. I had to break a lot because people weren't doing anything right. Like when my immediate family, when they first meet somebody, they don't say nothing. They don't speak or nothing. I'm like, bro, they ain't no what. Hey, what's up? How you doing? What's your name? They feel uncomfortable. I'm not gonna. This is just me personally. I'm not gonna sit somewhere and be uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I don't care if I'm with you or not. I can stay in my family and be uncomfortable. But I'm not gonna go in someone else's family and be uncomfortable. It's just not gonna happen.
I don't even think it's that. It could be you could come from a home that you have the mom and the dad, but the dad is just forward when it comes to respect of the mother. But that's something that the mother has allowed.
When
So
I
either the
lived,
mother will get out of that, or either the mother will continue to deal with it.
one thing I can say, Snuggles, is when I used to go out to these white people house, because when we after football games, we had to stay in the county because we had practice in the morning. So we used to stay at some of the people in the county's houses. Shit. When I say some of the dads had issues, some of the moms had issues, I was thinking, I'm like, I didn't think y'all even had these type of issues that black people have, but they do. So it can come from a. I had a homeboy. His dad was there all the time, and the dude was he didn't really like his dad was never
Oh
really
yeah,
there.
I believe that sometime, Andrew. But I also believe if you know that you're a product of your environment, if you have the push and the drive in yourself to motivate yourself enough to not continue to be, then you can elevate and get where you want to go.
It depends. It really depends on the I would say on the kid.
Yeah,
So it
it does.
depends
It
on the
does.
kid. Because like I said, one of my homeboys, he had a mother and a father, and I just had a mother figure. And with he had a mother and father figure, most of my homeboys was mad at him because he had both parents, but his life wasn't the best. His dad yelled at him a lot. His dad was always in and out the home. So just because you got both parents, that doesn't mean it's all peaches and gravy because they get in arguments, they fight, some may cheat. It happens. It just because the single both parents is there doesn't mean it's all
It doesn't.
gravy.
All I had was my technically my grandmother, but that was my mom. That's all I had. My birth mother is still alive. She don't care. The examples that I've seen from my birth mother is her continuing to get disrespected, physically, emotionally wrecked,
I used to live with my
dealing and raising kids by themselves.
I used to live
It's
with
not
my
what I want.
cousin when I was 19. I used to live with them in Webster Grove. They had a nice size house. They both made six figures. My cousin, they had four kids that they was raising. My cousin was cheating on his wife. Kids turned out well, they turned out all kinds of messed up in different ways, but I thought they had the perfect lifestyle, perfect home.
You can't say either or. Well, I think
You would rather them come from a
from
dual
dual family,
parent
yeah.
household. You would rather them come from a dual. You will always want both parents, but sometimes you got some kids who have a single parent who make it better because they have a
Yeah.
better grind. They seen what their mother or their father went through, and they don't want to go through that. Then they have their kids. They grind harder. They grind smarter. So it just you will want them to come from a dual family more than anything.
But I will say this, if I had a choice, because I used to be like, damn, because I don't know my father. I used to be like, man, I really want to know him. I used to get down about it. I used to get down about my birth mother not being around. But getting older and mature and seeing all the opportunities that my mom, that I call my mom, um, raised me and all the opportunities that she gave me, the opportunities that my aunts did. At the end of the day, baby, I wouldn't switch it for nothing.
You know what, Andrew? It depends.
This would rather be raised by a single mother or single father.
It depends on who the father or who the
Yeah,
mother
it
is.
does.
Because I mean, it's mothers can't be fathers, fathers can't be mothers. So, but it just depends. I can't really speak on that because I was raised by my mother, and so I turned out all right, but my brothers turned out a little iffy, you know. But my brothers and sisters, that's not on my mom's side, they were raised by my dad and his wife. They came out okay, but my dad had some issues. I wouldn't have wanted to have been raised by my dad. I've been having issues with my dad growing up because he had a lot of rules that I couldn't go with. So it just depends on the kid and the parents.
And I guess for me looking at it, since I never had the only father figure I had was my uncle, and I had my uncle after he got through his drug addiction, everything. He got himself together. He would always message me on Facebook or call me and let me know and make me understand what a man is supposed to do for me and what I am and what I'm not supposed to accept. So from that perspective of missing that father figure, I think a lot of women would have loved that they didn't have the opportunity to have the father figure. You would have loved that because then you wouldn't have so easily went for things that you shouldn't have allowed yourself to go through with a guy. You would have known certain things to look for. Your father would have told you that's not how he's supposed to be treating you.
But if you want to go on statistically, coming from a single parent home, they were expecting there would be a lower occurrence statistically. But that's what I'm saying. It just depends.
It
Really
depends.
depends on the parent, on who the parents are.
It does.
So
Because I was also raised by my, not raised, but I got a lot of insight and stuff from aunts. So, but I wouldn't change it for the world. But do I say that I will forget my dad? No, I still know who my dad is. I still would like to have a relationship. Oh, it's 10:30. I gotta work in the morning. Yes, we are done. Okay. Thank you so much for watching.
all right, y'all.
We
Hey, we rock with all the questions. Thank you.
planning for your children when you have them. So we do. We have our son Mason, and we have his older son Caden,
Who's 11?
who's 11. Our son is 5. For my son, I'm gonna be honest with you, and he probably feels the same way. I want him to be everything under the sun. Whatever he wants, not necessarily saying that I'm going to give it to him, but he's going to work for it because he has to understand nothing in this world is free. If he wants a car, I feel like by the time he gets old enough to get a car, get his driver's permit or whatever it is, I feel like we will be well established where we would be able to afford to buy him a new car. But what I know, you need to get a job. Come up with half, and I'll come up with half. That type of thing.
The thing about it is, I'm not gonna. If he don't want to get a job, want to open a business, know how to do it the right way. But here's the thing: I'm not gonna push my kids to be rappers, to be
or be
athletes,
what you want them to be.
What they want, whatever they want to be in life, I will support them if it's the right way. I mean, my oldest, he's in the games. He's into science, technology, and that's fine. He opened up a computer. That's fine. Go that route. There's not a lot of people going that route. Go that route. I don't care. I support you.
Different.
I don't know what my youngest wants to do.
No, Mason, I can't say he has a personality that you would see on Disney Channel. He is funny. He is extremely athletic. He almost has abs. Y'all can ask Eric. He can do push-ups. He can do burpees. He loves burpees.
He did a whole 45-minute workout with me.
Yeah.
He may be a rapper.
Look, he probably think he can rap.
He can sing too.
He's very smart. We're low key teaching him how and helping him how to read at 5. So I just want him to have everything that's accessible to him. One reason why, and I'll say this, even though it's a little off subject, but it deals with our son. Why I named him Mason. I thought when we were picking out a name, it was between like Mason and Carter and another name I can't think of. But I wanted something that when it's on paper, he goes to an interview and it's on paper, they can't look at that and judge it and automatically think that that's a Black man. You have to give him an opportunity to come in that office or whatever establishment to give him an opportunity. That's how I think. What can I do to help him as early as I can, and starting with the name?
Yeah. He may be a rapper.
No, I doubt he's gonna be a rapper. He ain't finna have all them little girls in my house.
But no, Andrew, I ain't. My dad, the crazy thing is, my dad used to live, when I was 12, my dad lived up the street from us, and we never really saw him. So I feel you on that one. Never saw him. He could literally walk to my house. Never seen him. So didn't come pick us up, didn't try to spend time with us, didn't call us, nothing.
But it was a lot with that.
But it's a lot that goes with that story.
Yeah.
So
how did that make you?
At a point in time, got used to it. I didn't really ask about him, didn't care. It was just normal. But then my stepfather came into play and he taught me some things, but it was just, me and my mom's. Me and my brothers and my mom, but you got used to it. You didn't really trip off it. You don't really care. You don't really look for it. You get let down so many times. You you just throw it to the side. So you expect your moms to be there, your uncles, your grandfather. You don't expect your dad. It just doesn't happen.
11 years is a long time.
But one thing I can say is I'm glad that a little time I had with him was cool.
Yeah.
Because we got to have that bond. I got to find some stuff out, but it was cool.
But also look at it in this perspective too. Even though it may not help you, because it's still messed up that you haven't seen your dad in 11 years. Think of it like for somebody like me. If I could just get something small and minute, if I could just know what my dad looks like, I would cry and I would be happy because at least I know what he looks like. I don't know what he looks like. I don't know what his name is for real. I don't know anything about him. And when I asked, I wasn't even given enough information to try to do a search to find him. So think of it in that perspective. At least you had some type of relationship. At least you know what he looks like. But it's still messed up at the same time that nobody should have to go through that. You should have a relationship with your parents. I feel the same way with my birth mother. I should have a relationship with her, but her choice, I don't have
Listen,
that.
Snubbles, I'm gonna get to you in a second. Andrew, you don't have to reach out to him. He should. You know what? I'm not gonna say that. If you want to,
if you want to,
go ahead. Go ahead. My bad.
And you go from there. Because you only get one dad. You can't pick your family members.
Just take it slowly, though. Like when I first met my dad, he used to get mad because I called him Eric. Yeah, Eric, you and my dad got the same name. So when I first met him, I cussed and everything like that. He's like, hold on, my kids don't cuss in front of me. I stopped talking to him for another 2-3 years. I'm grown. You can't tell me what I can and cannot do. I will call you Eric if I feel like it. You can't be called dad or father. You're not that. So that's why I said if you're gonna start that, go slow. Yeah, I was about to spaz out. So you should go slow with that, Andrew. Take it day by day. Hang out, try to, talk for a minute, but
and I wouldn't set my expectations too high. Just be ready for anything. But if you truly have in your heart to reach out, you're gonna regret not reaching out, knowing you're gonna say what if, so I would do it.
But real quick, Snuggles, yes, it affects young men these days because they have no sense of authority. They have no, but like it doesn't affect it all. People are going to choose their paths how they see fit. Some people, their father, their family is the streets. Yeah. So that's where they rely. That's where they go to is the streets. Some people they put all their time into video games or into sports. So it just depends on who you are and what you love and how you deal with it. But people think just because your dad is not in your life that you're going to turn out to be a thug or you're going to turn out to the streets. That doesn't always mean that. I dabbled in some of that, but that doesn't mean that that's what my life going to consist of. So, but, but all right, y'all, we got to get off here.
Good,
this was nice though.
Get back on. Well,
gonna be some more topics every time.
I'm gonna do some more of my poetry. Eric, don't say nothing. I am gonna do more of my poetry. Don't say nothing.
Because we're gonna have to hear from him tomorrow. He gonna be like, with the next video.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
All right, y'all.
Appreciate it.